welcome to Hard on Radio After Dark. This is Shauna Ava coming to you from Sedona, Arizona, and I have a wonderful guest with me today. I'm so excited to have the marvelous, fantastic, also my bestie, brilliant goddess, Barbara Hudak.
Oh, hello. Thanks for the invite. I'm so excited to be here with you.
But truly, thank you for coming on today. And if you would just give a bit about yourself and your background. You know, you have so much. This lady's resume, she's just brilliant and thirsty for knowledge. So I'm going to let you kind of give the highlights.
Always thirsty.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
I think it's like jack of all trades, but master of none, I think. But it's just, yeah, I love to learn. So my background's in nursing. I was in the military before that. And got into energy work and aromatherapy and HeartMath. So it's just been all really connected to the heart, curiously, because that whole circle is cardiac nurse. Now I work with the heart. Now I blend oils for the heart. So it really is a heart-centric journey, which is, you know, we always teach what we need to learn the most. So that's what it's been for me.
Well, honestly, you've been such an inspiration for this because of the deep, beautiful conversations we have on your sofa. Very comfortable, by the way. They all recline. And we get into such wonderful topics. It feels so safe and nourishing. And then meanwhile, you and I both have expressed having what feels like deep wounds and challenges around communications. We're like, well, isn't this fascinating? Because it feels really good and safe in your presence. So that was huge inspiration for why I kicked this off and why I just felt like inviting more people into this. So thank you for that.
I will say you're one of the few people that I can really drop in deeply and really be vulnerable. And there's tears and all the things like this. The depth of space that you hold has been really a beautiful gift for me. So it's just great to see you doing this. And yeah, the world needs to hear your message for sure.
Oh, thank you. So I want to talk about this upcoming lunar eclipse in Pisces taking place on August 28th at about 5 degrees. Now, this will be the last Pisces eclipse we see until March 20th, 2034. Now, the sun will be in Virgo and synchronistically conjunct Mercury, the messenger. So this theme of communication was so on time, and I know we laughed about this, but it was so timely. It was something we were already picking up and feeling, and then wham, there it was actually very present with this Pisces eclipse. This eclipse will also be connecting to Gemini energy, which is ruled by Mercury by way of a square to Uranus, which is currently in Gemini. So there's definitely a communicative frequency to this eclipse. Now, because this eclipse is actually ending a cycle, we're finishing out the Virgo Pisces eclipse season. We still have one more. We still have one more Virgo eclipse next year, if you can believe it. And that will take place on 2/20/27. But this Virgo Pisces eclipse cycle began in September of 2024. So this is a story that has been formulating for a while, that you've had in your field, and is finally starting to fully integrate or close out. So the way that this feels to me with all this mercurial energy is whatever you've been chewing on, stewing on, working through is going to rise to the consciousness in a much more clear way. Mercury is at home in Virgo, so it may feel like you finally know what to do with this information. While Pisces rules the unconscious, rules the things that we feel, what we can't necessarily find words for, right? We're trying to define the ineffable. We're trying to trust our senses in Pisces. It can be very disorienting, but there's a clarity that comes forth with Mercury directly involved in this eclipse. There may even be surprises due to the Uranus factor. He loves to throw curveballs. There may be a pivot or something you didn't see coming, or an option you didn't see coming. There may be conversations that you're finally ready to have. But either way, there's something in our mental faculties, there's something in our communication and our awareness that really comes alive, and we're able to articulate it. Now, this is a lunar eclipse, which astrology tends to look at as a full moon on steroids. It's also a huge water energy, and you can be feeling this in the waters of your body and vacillating between deep grief to exhaustion, lack of motivation, confusion, and then clarity and bliss and creativity and connection to the higher self or the divine, whatever term you want to give it. And I will add that eclipses are very timeliney. There's a lot of choice points, portals, movement energetically. Things open up, things end, things release. So if you're feeling like there's a lot of timelines moving through you, and one moment you're on a specific one and the next moment you've jumped onto another, you've like caught another train, that's very natural and normal as people make decisions and potentially shift trajectories. So obviously anyone with points or planets in the energy of Pisces or Virgo are really going to feel it. But also Gemini and Sagittarius, because this is a mutable eclipse. And if you have a rising sign of Sagittarius or Gemini, this may feel really profound for you. This may be shifting your belief systems or the stories that you tell yourself, or how your internal dialogue is wired. Now, Barb, you have Chiron in Pisces, and actually this eclipse is exactly conjunct your natal Chiron, so it's really personal for you. And specifically, you have it in the third house of communication. So anyone who's not familiar with Chiron, this is actually a centaur and is considered the wounded healer. It's often where we feel most inhibited, most stunted, maybe hyper aware of ourselves, the Achilles heel. But as we alchemize and evolve this energy, it becomes our superpower, because we had to learn to heal a deep wound in our own unique way, in a non-linear fashion, and it's something that we continue to evolve and master throughout our lives, and then eventually have great wisdom and medicine to offer because of that experience. So this can be a time of great healing, but not without the discomfort of what's leaving needing to empty itself. And when things leave our energy field, it can feel very disorienting at first, especially in an energy like Pisces. So when I started to tune into this from a broader picture, it began to tell this story of where we have collectively held wounds about trusting our intuition, trusting the spiritual world, trusting what we cannot see but we deeply feel. And were you raised in a household where you could express this intuition, or was it shut down? And if it was shut down, you slowly but surely can stop trusting yourself and begin questioning what you are intuitively picking up, which deepens the wound of feeling like you have been separate or are separate from the divine. Because that's what I find often with Pisces energy. There can be a huge abandonment wound because it's where we feel we have been ripped from the divine. It can be a wound of incarnation. It's leaving the womb of source, creator, spirit, the allness, the oneness, and incarnating into the physical. So we really need to build up immunity from the vulnerability we feel from having left oneness. And it's where we might need that much more extra daily practices. That's why Virgo is this beautiful counterbalance, the daily routine that connect us and anchor us back into that. So what also came up for you specifically though was like the example of the witch's wound. For all of you who have throughout incarnations perhaps trusted yourself and went to speak up and speak out and you were persecuted for it. But we are in completely different energy. These are the types of conversations and truth that we need exposed, and the energetics on the planet are supporting it. So I know that I said a lot here, but is this resonating for you?
It does. When you're speaking about that, I'm thinking of like even the beliefs and the stories and the perceptions of how if my lens is a certain way and I'm going to receive information, even though somebody may say it with a different intention, I may not hear it the way they're saying it. I'm going to receive it the way I feel it, or my history and my beliefs, and so I can skew and spin somebody's words, and it's not even what they said. So I think for me, it's a time of asking more questions, clarifying. If I feel something, to go, wait a minute, is this what you're meaning? Because this is how I'm receiving it. This has been a huge, even in the last 2 weeks, to really have bigger conversations, no assumptions, because those get me nowhere. I certainly can go off the deep end and go, well, you said this. It's like, but that's not what I meant. Oh, I took it that way, like awkward. So it's been a lot of, just more clarification. Is this real? Is what I'm hearing accurate? Or could there be something else that I'm not seeing or hearing? So it's been really pausing for me, and just not jumping to conclusions.
Yeah.
And just thinking what thoughts are coming up more and more and more without us even putting an intention to it. It's just like a thought will come in, or, oh, where is it even coming from? Rather than reacting to it and having an emotion around it, to say, whoa, is this even mine? Or is this being programmed in from wherever? Or am I getting a projection from somebody else that's not even here, but I'm picking up on what they're maybe thinking? So it's a lot of static right now is what I'm feeling.
Bingo. I think that this is preparing us for higher levels of sensitivity. And if we're going to go clairaudient, we're going to start picking each other up more psychically. I don't know if anyone's listened to the, and I haven't finished it completely, but the telepathy tapes got me thinking about that. This is the podcast on Apple. There's case studies about autistic children in schools, and they started to discover that they are extremely psychic and that they were telepathically communicating with each other. And then the teachers, these beautiful, wonderful teachers who are aware and conscious enough, started realizing that they were picking up on the teacher's thoughts. And they started communicating. One gal even one teacher, she spoke about basically her student reading her mind is what she figured out. So she would come in from like a deeply emotional weekend or something, and this student was pulling exactly what was going on in her consciousness. I think that it's preparing us for this level of trust, attunement, visibility,
Yes,
vulnerability. Are you talking shit in your head? Because I can hear you.
Something's going on. I'm just saying, Dottie.
Yeah. Don't mind us. We may have different personalities that come up in different voices.
It's kind of fun because you don't know who's going to show up. It's very fun. But what you were saying, it really makes me think about that. Are they reading not only their thoughts, but also their emotions? Like if they're feeding into like the field of energy, it's curious to see like the heart's magnetic field sends information. So I wonder if they're tuning into emotions and the whole thing. I mean, how do you even determine that?
This one student in particular said that he can read anybody anywhere. So space does not play a role.
Whoa.
The teacher asked this. He said, nope, I can pick up what anyone is thinking or feeling that I tune into anywhere. So they're really on a powerful channel, I think an advanced channel that way that we are just starting to figure out a little bit. It's honestly exciting because I think that that's the level of truth and vulnerability and honesty that I've always yearned for in our culture.
True. Well, the guard, what you're saying about that too, and we've had these conversations before too, it's like these masks and this bracing for what's going to happen and how do I communicate or what do I not communicate so I'm accepted or I'm not rejected or I'm not abandoned. And it's just always this checking yourself, depending on who you're with and how deep the wounds are too. I mean, we all have it. But to what extent do we just keep our voice small and just say, shut it, I'm not going to say that, because that might upset somebody. And I mean, you still want to be respectful and such, but even if we say or we don't say something, that unspoken is still in the field, and it's going to get, people are going to get it. They're going to perceive something. And what I've seen is if there's a message that I'm hearing, but if I'm feeling something different, it's one, confusing, and two, I don't trust you now because I'm getting a mixed signal and I can't trust that.
See, the body doesn't lie, right? So even if someone's words are wonderful, we can feel our body alerting us to something different.
Yep.
I believe that it's more than just being afraid to express. It's connected to a fear of trust of what I'm tapping into, trusting that, which is again very Piscean, sort of trusting what you can't see, but you sense and you feel so deeply.
Yeah.
And we're learning to get back in touch with that, even amongst the noise and the overstimulation in the field with, technology, social media, right? So it's like advanced level discernment.
Totally. And the collective, what everybody's going through right now with all these energies, we're experiencing it and maybe have a clue. I would say maybe, because I don't know half the stuff. I'm like, I don't know what's going on most of the time. But I'm
you
trusting
say
you.
that. I come over and I have these conversations with you, and you're so dialed in. You feel it. We all feel it. So we're trying to put words.
Trying to feel it, feelings, everybody feelings. But yeah, it's and others are just having all these feelings, and there's no checking. It's all these expressions and all these. And I'm just seeing this, and I had a really great chat with our friend Natalie as well the other day about how people are responding. Like there's either like glazed over, more people are just like, I'm just trying to make it to the next day or the next moment. And even people driving that are just like out of the loop. And it's to me, it's very pronounced now, where there's this energy of what are you perceiving? And there might be confusion on that part too. And sometimes, and I've had this here even in Sedona, is just like they look at you and there's just nothing registering. Like there's just so much right now pressing on us. And so just this burst of compassion to go, oh, you're going through it too. You just kind of send a little heart and go, oh, honey, I totally get it.
Completely. It feels like a bit of an emotional hangover. Actually, in chatting with our girlfriend, Lisa, I called it like emotional waterboarding, or it feels like being a sailor who's slowly losing his mind out at sea, and right, the compass hasn't found north anymore, a little Bermuda Triangle, and to just be really tender with yourself that this is just the reality of the energy right now, and to sit with it quietly and know that it's whatever it's showing you, to just sit with that discomfort, right? Alchemize as best as you can. However that is for you, music, dance, creativity, crying in the shower, working out at the gym, right? And to alchemize with it, and it's going to pass, my loves. And jokes, got to make the jokes and fun. That's the only way to do it. So we're going to cut to our first song here. All right, my loves. That was Somewhere in Time from the movie Somewhere in Time. And if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Christopher Reeves, right? Superman? He was super. Oh, shoot. Barb doesn't know movie references.
Shocker. Barb's watched 5 movies in her life over and over.
Over and over. Top Gun. I can say that's
Totally.
one. I'm not going to do good at summarizing this, but it's a time travel movie and it's connected to a love story and it's such a powerful film and that music like is haunting, right?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Very mysterious. Yeah.
Do you all feel haunted? That was my goal.
It's not Halloween yet, but it's never too
Halloween
early to
came
be
early.
haunted.
But it felt very fitting, sort of, with the Piscean theme. And so I want to get then into aroma freedom technique. Tell us about that technique.
So it's based in aromatherapy is the foundation of it, and it was developed by a doctor named Benjamin Perkis. He's a psychologist, and I learned about him. He said, I have found a fast track, which I do like shortcuts. I mean, if there's any way to make things move faster, I'm into it. So I took the course. I became a practitioner, and the basis is, he said, people can sit and think about and process and kind of create the old loop. So every time we go back to trauma, we go back to a history or a story, like we were saying earlier, it almost makes that neural link even stronger. So every time you go back, you almost strengthen it. And so he says, people have sat on my couch for years discussing the same issue and we're not really making any movement. So I don't know how this came to him, but somehow it did. He says, well, what if I use essential oils that can interrupt the old loop, the old pattern, the old belief? And then you get to the root of it. So think about a story. So for me, the way I really used this was fear of public speaking. And the way we process this is to say, it's not just how I'm identifying it is this is a fear of public speaking, but what's the emotion? Well, I'm going to be humiliated because I'm an idiot, all these just things. And you don't process it cognitively, but throughout this 7-step or 10-step process now, we help you and we walk you through what's the situation, where do you want to be? I want to be a confident public speaker. Okay. First step would be, what's the first negative voice that you hear? Like, why are you not? Oh, because something happened when I was whatever, and you don't even realize it's not a conscious memory. Something will pop up, and you think, when's the time that you felt that? And all of a sudden, you just get an image. Some people hear things, they may get images, but it goes back to, I was 7 years old, and I said something on a stage, and I felt so embarrassed or so ashamed. Never would have thought of that, but that emotion of shame is tucked in, and we build a story around it. So the process is then to just feel that, kind of see that in a screenshot in your mind, inhale one of the essential oils, and you just breathe into it. And that process, maybe 90 seconds is what he says, that emotions last that long, the stories last much longer. And so if you can interrupt that pattern, now all of a sudden you may feel a shift inside that I don't feel it that strongly anymore. So you would say, well, now how do I feel about that? There's wording that I'm not going to go into all the stuff, but now I feel less nervous or less whatever, but there's still something there. So you go again, what's the emotion that's coming up? Where do you feel it? Where do you sense it? When's the time that you experienced it? It might be recently, or maybe again, something in the past that you haven't thought about in a long time. And so we keep doing that same process until there's a lightness, there's a certain number that we get to, and then we build in an affirmation around that or an intention. And it just supports it's not a one and done type of thing. Typically, sometimes it is, but for deeper things, it may take more than once to do that. But it's amazing how much more quickly, let's say, you can do this than just trying to think your way through a certain issue, because you're involving the amygdala, parts of the brain that control emotion and stories.
That is so powerful. And I'm wondering is there an exact recipe to the essential oils, right? Why those essential oils?
Yeah, so the ones that we use, he calls it, the first step is called the memory release. And so there's different things. It's a very interesting this whole program, there's different ways you can study it. So you can do it for just short things. You can do it in the moment. You can do it for a longer process. But I will say what is in there's a book online. You can get that, or you can even go to the website, I think aromafreedomtechnique.com, and you can see that the first blend is lavender, vanilla, and frankincense, and scientifically shows that hits that concentration, or that blend will have a quicker effect on the brain.
Wow. In what way? Like, because lavender I equate with relaxation, opening up the
Yeah.
channels. You think,
To me, I think vanilla, how I feel with vanilla, it's more soothing. It's softening. I feel like it's heart opening. It's like, even if there's a journey, if you have a little, for me, if you have a little vanilla, I like vanilla anyway. But what it does to the physiology and the molecules, it just soothes things. And of course, frankincense works on the brain because it helps with meditation. It's also very grounding. It's more of a resin. And so it works. And there's a lot of research on, if you're interested in that, in about frankincense and how it works on the brain and neuroplasticity and rewiring the
wow.
brain.
So are that combination, is that specifically to open up the energy or relax you at first, and then you do a different oil?
Yeah, so that's the one that we usually use at the beginning. There are other ones. I do things a little bit. I kind of make modifications to my own things because I'm doing
As
my
you
own
should,
crafting.
darling, as you
Oh,
should.
because it's a good system, and at the same time, I like those components because you can also add different things based on your chakras. You can do more of a deep dive into the person that can be even more specific and more strategic. I like laser focus. Like, if you got an issue with my clients, we're gonna go. We're gonna dig. We're not gonna soft. It's like, I may not be the person for you, but if you want quicker results, I can help you get there because of these certain strategies. So another one, and you mentioned lavender. Lavender is definitely relaxing if it's a certain type of lavender. There's different types of lavender. So if you just see lavender on a label, you don't know, is it the relaxing lavender? Is it the hyper lavender? So there's a hyper lavender. Oh, let me tell you, Lavandula angustifolia is the one from France, and it's, again, high altitude, certain pH, there's certain components. So that's like the true lavender, but there's also lavandin. There's hybrid lavender, which has more of a arousal type of state. So we want parasympathetic for the relaxation piece, and that's when we're in a stress state. You can't really heal, you can't really make good decisions. So that's how the true lavender, really helps to support that down regulation. We stop bracing and we're more open to releasing.
Wow. I feel like I need to get you together with Richard, our Irish friend. Yes,
Yes.
out in, I think he's outside of Galway, but he does the EFT tapping, and I'm looking forward to having him on the show down the line to share the profoundness. But there's the tapping technique, and then there's the deep breath moment at the beginning, at the end. And in my mind, I'm introducing the aroma freedom technique and how they could work together.
Totally. Yeah. Yeah. All of these things, I think that's the beauty of different modalities, is they work together, and it's each person so different. Somebody will really resonate with aromatherapy. Somebody will do more. It's I think what your divine blueprint is. Like, are you a sensory? Are you visual? Are you more, so there's all these different ways.
True.
But I think them working together, it may be potentiated where now you get even a better result. I don't know. That'd be fun to
See,
explore
these
that.
are the 5D spas that we're ready
Yes.
to create, right? To put all of these puzzle pieces together. And now that we're going from the Pisces age and moving into the Aquarius age, and Aquarius ruling things like technology and the future, are we finally going to prove to our mental faculties,
Yes.
perhaps?
Yep.
Do you see where that could be headed that way?
Yeah, I mean, I do. Just the clients that I work with and the students that I teach with HeartMath, it's just the interesting component where it's getting through the brain to get to the heart and to the spirit. And just even thinking of the heart, talking about heart wisdom and heart intelligence, are like, wait a minute, whoa. there's a heart intelligence. It's like it's a whole nother level of wisdom that the brain, and again, it's the mental is wonderful and beautiful and logical, and it helps in a certain way, but it's just half the story when we add that to spirit. So I see it as an integration of both heart and mind, modalities, and using the mind to maybe give words to something that doesn't have words, like we were saying earlier. And now there's new words that we haven't even thought of yet. I'm sure there's words that will be invented or channeled down or, downloaded from the ethers, which will be maybe better. It might be better suited to explain what we're talking about.
Yeah, there's a whole new language coming in, and that's very aligned with Uranus being in Gemini right now. So, again, you are a living astrological being, even without knowing it. And that's why I'm so passionate about people learning astrology and discovering this for themselves, because it gives a language and helps decode, I feel like, some of what we are already feeling. It's so validating. So, you started a astrology cosmic archetype collection. Y'all, I wish you could smell this. I've got 12 essential oils for every single zodiac sign. This inspiration happened really quickly. So I'm going to cut to a song, but we're going to get back to this after that. That was All My Love by Bird Tribe, and they consider themselves world ceremonial medicine music. So now tell me more about this astrology cosmic archetype collection. What was the inspiration for this, and how can people use it?
Well, the inspiration is right here. It's you.
Oh,
Miss Shauna Ava. Absolutely. Because it was never on my radar necessarily to know anything about astrology. It just wasn't the language that I spoke. And I know when you share certain things with astrology it's amazing how you know where my things and what degree and what house. I'm like, how in the world do you know that? Because it's so foreign to me. So just over the years, getting to hear that from you and learning and feeling the passion from you and seeing how it plays out in my life was the inspiration. So you are the muse for this, for sure.
vice versa with the podcast. How
And
cool.
if you'd have said 5 years ago, you're going to have an astrology line, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Not a good psychic, don't call her.
Oh, no, not at all. But it's fascinating. So, based on all of our conversations, I randomly, with my air quotes, got a email from a spa director here in town that I worked with before. I'm not going to name names because I'm not sure if you can, if that's cool or not. But lovely. And she said, "Hey, I'm thinking about doing an astrology or a zodiac massage signature treatment." And I said, "Okay, that's interesting." And she said, "Would you be," and she doesn't know anything. She didn't know that I was what I knew or what I didn't know. She says, "Would you be open to creating a line for us to support this?" And I just got a complete body yes. Like, yes, I would love to do that. And I'm like, how am I going to do it? I don't know, but I have a great resource. And so that's when I came to you and I was kind of shooting some ideas like what would that look like? And I loved what you said was, since this is a massage treatment, to look at the different signs and how they might show stress or hold stress. So that was the launching point, which sold her on the idea. And just 1 month later, probably, these lines were created. And yes, it's one for every sign. What they're doing right now is just doing the sun sign. And there's a way to do sun, moon, and rising where you make an alchemized treatment. And this is what people can do at home as well. So these are now out. They're on our website. And it simply supports your sign specifically and all the different parts of you. So I know we talk about this too. For me, it is Libra, and then my rising is Sag, my moon is Leo. So I use all of them now, depending on what my intuition says and what really feels could use some support. So that's how I've done it myself. And now we've had some really good reviews already from some folks at the spa, and people are very excited about it. And I guess I'll say it because it's on their menu now. But it's Amara Spa here in Sedona, and yeah, people are really excited about it. Like, this is so unique, and the press that they've had so far. They had 5 people that were influencers and such that came and got the sessions, and they're like, this is so interesting, and they love the oils, and they're noticing like some are more grounding. Because I know you can certainly speak more to this, but you think about like a Sag or an Aries or the fire signs can be very fiery. And so being able and honoring that and then being able to calma when you need to is a beautiful gift where you save your energy, you don't burn out as much, and just being aware of that and then being able to use these oils to really support that is just been so much fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing how people respond to it.
First of all, I'm so grateful that you gifted me this full set. For me, they've been showing up very archetypal first, which I know is in the name, so very on brand. But in terms of when I'm feeling like I want to bring alive that certain character of myself, I will go for that oil. Or if I'm feeling weaker in a certain area and I'm wanting support, lately I've been on this communication thing. So I've been working with Gemini quite a bit and the clarity that it brings in. Also, if you were to be, say, a Libra sun sign, like both of us are, and maybe you're needing to balance that out. Every astrology sign has a counterbalance, has its opposite sign, which is Aries. So when we may be feeling too Libra, too codependent, I'm feeling too indecisive, I'm feeling so in my Libra that actually I want to go ahead and use some Aries right now. And that is going to make me feel more decisive.
But how cool is that? And see, and that's the things that I don't know what I don't know, and I love learning from you, because it's like my head just popped. I went, oh my God, this is brilliant to be able to do that, because if it's too much of one sign, it's like, well, that's who I am. Well, how do you support that so that you're not well, for me, like, I don't know, what should I do? I don't know well, maybe should I say this indecision and that balance, like overthinking things, just get a little fire.
Exactly.
Do it. Shoot it.
Right. Grab the opposite energy and see how that can help anchor you. It's been really fun to work with these, and I'm so excited and proud of you all for your launch. So where can people pick this up?
Well, this is available at Amara Spa in Sedona, and also starcodealchemy.com. And there is a promo code. It's Astro25 for 25% off your entire order, the entire store. We're doing a big, Natalie's birthday is September 23rd. Mine is September 23rd. Shauna's is in October, the 20th. So it's like a time to celebrate and launch into a whole new season. So we're starting a little bit early, but that is available right now.
Discount.
Well,
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
That is such a generous discount. And I encourage you all to jump on the website if this resonates with you, or if another type of alchemy resonates with you. There is something for everyone. And Barbara, thank you so much for being with me today and sharing your Chiron communication vulnerability, when really it's such a strength.
What do they say? Your strength can be your biggest weakness, and your weakness can be your biggest strength. That's what I keep remembering. Like and just because it is one way doesn't mean that the past does not equal the future. Like, we can always change and pivot and evolve. And Shauna, you've been one of my best teachers and mentors, and just a beautiful friend. And I'm just honored and thrilled that we get to play together in this incarnation.
Me too. I don't know what I'd do without you. Truly. Ditto. All right. Well,
love you.
I love you. I love you too. I love you all out there today. Many blessings. So much love on this passage. I hope that you are feeling nourished and wonderful and well, and get everything that you need, and really take care of yourself during this eclipse season. They are intense energies, and they're tapped into the collective because it's Pisces. So we're not only feeling ourselves, we're feeling each other, and to just really honor that and take care of yourself through it. So huge love from Sedona here. Again, this was Shauna Ava with Barbara Hudak, and thank you for listening to Heart on Radio After Dark.